At midnight, my stepfather's fists crashed into me so hard that I heard my shoulder pop out of place. I screamed, begging my mom for help, but she just stood in the doorway, watching with cold eyes, like I was nothing to her. Blood dripped from my lip, my whole body shaking. And in that moment, I realized the people who were supposed to protect me were the ones destroying me. And yet, they had no idea the silent power I had been building, the secret that could turn their world upside down. Before I continue, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this story. Because trust me, every twist will leave you shocked. As I lay on the floor gasping for breath, my stepfather sneered, "You'll never be anything, Elodie. You're weak. Useless." His words cut deeper than the blows. But inside, my mind was racing. Not with fear, but with the memory of every late night I spent working in silence. Every dollar I saved. Every deal I signed behind their backs. They thought I was powerless, but I had been quietly building something they could never imagine. My mom finally broke her silence, but not in the way I hoped. "She deserves it," she muttered, her voice dripping with disgust. My stomach twisted. My own mother had chosen him over me. Still, I didn't cry, because I knew one day, sooner than they thought, I'd make them regret every word. I tried to stand, my shoulder burning with pain, but I caught the way my stepfather smirked at my struggle. He had no clue that the girl he thought was broken was already holding the keys to his downfall, and that's when I heard him say something that froze my blood. He leaned closer, his breath heavy with alcohol, and whispered, "Tomorrow, Elodie, I'll make sure you're thrown out of this house for good. You'll be nothing but trash on the street." My knees buckled, but I bit down on my lip, refusing to give him the satisfaction of seeing me cry. What he didn't know was that I already had another home, one he could never step foot in. The next morning, I woke up on the couch, my arm strapped to my chest, shoulder throbbing in pain. My mom walked past me like I didn't even exist. "Pack your stuff," she said coldly, sipping her coffee. "We've decided you're not welcome here anymore." "We." She said it like she and my stepfather were a team, like I was some outsider. My chest tightened, but I stayed quiet, my heart pounding with both fear and something darker, determination. I walked to my room slowly, every step heavy. My stepfather followed behind me, laughing under his breath. "You'll go crawling to some friend, begging for help. Everyone knows you're a failure. Nobody wants you." He thought he was breaking me down, but in truth, he was writing his own downfall. Inside my room, I opened the old wooden box under my bed, the one they had never bothered to look in. Inside were files, contracts, and a small silver key. My entire future was hidden in that box. The company I had built in silence, the one even my closest friends didn't know existed. I touched the key, and for the first time in years, I smiled. That key unlocked the office of a business that was making me more money than my stepfather could ever dream of, but I didn't reveal anything yet. Timing mattered. "Move faster, loser," he barked from the hallway. I closed the box carefully and slid it into my backpack. My shoulder ached as I zipped it up, but the pain almost felt like fuel. This was my breaking point, and their last chance to see me weak. When I stepped into the living room, bags in my hands, my mom's eyes narrowed. "Don't come crawling back when the world spits you out. You're nothing without us." I swallowed hard, but before I could answer, my stepfather added with a grin, "She won't last a week. Maybe she'll end up on the streets, begging for change." I looked at both of them, their smug faces, their certainty that I was helpless, and something inside me shifted. For the first time, I wasn't scared. I was angry. And I was ready. I walked out the door, but not before turning back just enough to say, "Don't worry, you'll see me again. And when you do, You'll wish you hadn't." Their laughter followed me down the steps, but they had no idea that in just a matter of days, everything, and I mean everything, was about to flip upside down. Because there was a family gathering coming up. And that's where I planned to reveal the truth. But that gathering held a twist I didn't see coming. A twist that almost destroyed everything I had built. The family gathering was at my uncle's house, a place that always smelled of money and judgment. Everyone dressed in designer clothes, flashing watches, handbags, and fake smiles. I walked in quietly, my shoulders still sore, wearing the same simple black dress I had owned for years. The moment I stepped inside, the whispers started. "There she is," one cousin muttered loud enough for everyone to hear. "Did you hear? Her mom kicked her out." Another laughed. "She's basically homeless now. Imagine being that pathetic." I kept my head high, but my heart pounded. My stepfather leaned against the wall, grinning at the scene, whispering lies into everyone's ears. And my mother? She played the victim. "We tried everything," she said dramatically to my aunt, pretending to wipe a tear. "But Elodie just refuses to grow up. We had no choice but to let her go." The room buzzed with judgment, every eye on me, every word designed to crush me. My cheeks burned, but I forced a calm smile. They thought I was silent because I was broken, but really I was silent because I was waiting for the perfect moment. Dinner was served, and as I sat at the table, the humiliation only grew. My cousin Ashley leaned across the table and smirked. "So, Elodie, what do you do now? Wait tables? Sleep on someone's couch?" Her voice dripped with venom, the others snickering at her cruelty. I gripped my fork so tightly my knuckles turned white. Before I could answer, my stepfather laughed, loud enough for the whole table. "She doesn't work. She can't. She's a failure. Always has been. Honestly, we should all be grateful she's not our problem anymore." The table shook with laughter until my uncle cut in. "Funny thing," he said, eyes on me. "A partner of mine mentioned a rising name in tech. And it sounded a lot like yours, Elodie." Silence. My stepfather's smirk faded. My mom stiffened. I leaned forward and whispered, "Maybe you should ask who really owns that company." Gasps spread around the room. But before I could continue, Dylan slammed a file on the table. "She's a fraud," he sneered, spreading out contracts. My mom clutched her chest. My stepfather roared, "You'll end up in prison!" For a moment, panic clawed at me, until I noticed Dylan's shaking hands. The papers weren't real. They were altered. I stood, voice steady now. "You went through all that effort to destroy me. But you forgot one thing." The entire room froze, waiting. I pulled a small silver key from my pocket, the very one I had hidden in my backpack. I held it up for everyone to see. "This key doesn't just open an office. It opens the headquarters of my company, a company registered under my name, with every document verified and legal. And guess what? The investors you claim I tricked are actually sitting on my board. Should I call them right now?" Whispers erupted, my cousins staring at one another in shock. My uncle leaned forward, his eyes wide. My stepfather's face turned red, veins bulging on his forehead. "You're lying," he growled. "Am I?" I replied, pulling out my phone. My thumb hovered over a contact, the CEO of a major firm who had partnered with me just weeks ago. "I can put him on speaker. Want to hear it from him?" The room fell silent. Dylan's grin collapsed, his confidence draining away. He stammered, That's not possible. You were nothing. You are nothing." I looked him dead in the eye. "That's what you all wanted to believe. That's what you needed me to be. But the truth is, I'm not the weak one in this room. I'm the only one who built something real. My mother's wine glass slipped from her hand and shattered against the floor. "Elodie," she whispered, her voice trembling, but not with love, with fear. And then, before anyone could respond, the front door burst open. 2 men in suits walked in, holding briefcases. Everyone turned in confusion. My uncle stood, shocked. "Who are you?" One of the men looked straight at me and said, "We're here for Elodie. The contracts have been finalized. She's officially the majority owner now." The room spun with gasps, every face pale. My stepfather's mouth fell open. My mother looked like she might faint. And Dylan? He sank back into his chair, speechless. But what nobody knew, not yet, was that my revenge wasn't just about proving I was successful. No. I had planned something much, much bigger. And in just a few moments, they'd all see it unfold. 2 men placed the contracts on the table, and my uncle's face drained of color as he read the header. The house everyone was sitting in, the mansion my family worshipped like a temple, was no longer his. It was mine. I looked straight at my mom and stepfather. "While you were laughing at me, I was buying everything you love. This house, the shares in your businesses, even the debts you tried to hide. From now on, you answer to me." The room exploded with whispers, cousins staring like they'd seen a ghost. My stepfather jumped to his feet, veins bulging. "You can't do this," he barked. I smirked, sliding the key across the table. I already did. For the first time in years, they were the silent ones. Their power, their pride, gone in seconds. I stood, my shoulder aching, but my spirit stronger than ever, and walked toward the door. I didn't look back when I said, "Remember the night you called me weak?" That was the night I became unstoppable. And this time, it was there. Laughter that died in the air, replaced by the sound of their empire crumbling.